Good morning, Australia. Good evening, folks. It's 21:50 p.m. and a third day, 6 month, 2025. I'm on Universal Time, by the way. So if you look up the third day, I mean the 6 day, third month, 21:50 UTC, you'll know what time you are on. It's Universal Time the entire world uses, and I have a habit of using world units. As you can see, its extremely wide center is finally coming into view, and it is, if just to use my hand on here, it would go all the way to here. Like if I went like from here to here, if you went to drive like from here all the way up to there, that's how wide just the center is. And what's happened is, I don't know if you're noticing these beams here. Yes, these are electromagnetic frequency beams from next-rad radar, which your radars have been upgraded to do as the next-rad functions. Yes, I've proven that as well. That doctor from the BOM, took his pants down and paddled him on that information. So you can see the atmospheric disturbances created here. What really happens when something like this is occurring? Give me a moment here and I'll get my pen out. And this is probably the last show I'll do tonight, because I have got to try and get some sleep. Though I got to say the dogs have just started barking, so you might hear that too. The next thread over here at Grafton has been doing quite a few beams, but I've been noticing it's been doing one there and then one there, and the one there has been very hard. So it's taking stuff here and forcing it that direction, while stuff here is trying to come that direction, right? And so it has a habit of what I call dropping a condensate. So you'll get lines around those beams where you'll see some heavier falls, because this can't freely go inland. It's met a path of resistance, or a corridor of flow has been created. So I'll go through a few of these images, and at the same time, Brisbane's done a very obvious move. When you get a lot of condensates, it really gives the radar echo, really shows the atmospheric perturbations, as it's known, of this. And like I said, I'm a bit tired. My voice is going a bit. So this beam has come from here. I'm going to zoom just a see here out. It's so great when on the 6 hour feed. Give me a moment here. Let this run a second. Oh, yeah, I got a lot of stuff to show. Isn't that dramatic? Yeah, you guys, I told you she was coming early and I wasn't going to back down. So what's occurring is I could just do it like this. I'm trying to get them both doing it at the same time. Maybe about the 1 hour is probably going to do it the best. I get more frames to choose from. There, that one ought to do it. So how you guys hanging in there? You get a lot of power outages and stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to catch this. Here we go. That'll do it. So I can explain this a little bit. Okay, this is going to take a lot of squiggles. Okay, so I may load this screen several times. All right, Brisbane over here, you got a radar station. You see, I'm going to use a different color for a second. I don't like that purple. We'll go with the purple on the Neuple. You got a radar here. Right where that dot just went. Right there. See that dot? This one's come up from Gympie. This one's come out from here. No, actually, that's come down from there. And isn't it Stapleton? Gympie, we know, is fired up, right? It creates these flow lines. How is this going to get inland? Right? It can't. All this is coming in and dropping. Now, you got the eye off coast here. Very elongated. It's actually got two circulations in it. Yeah. And it's been pumping steady water up into here. Right, this end in here, when it hits this condensate line, and Brisbane has been like this. This I do know. And we had another come down here at one point. So this is temporarily closed. With the flow inland closed, it's going to stall the storm, which is going to increase the totals and the wind damage along these lines through here. That has to happen. When it comes in, when they release the flow through this island here, and it's going to happen. Here's what happens then. Then she races in. And what they're showing is the center of damage is actually, it's 1.5 degrees off coast, which is right around 100 miles off your coast. But this thing is so wide that it's right here, right now. Actually, in that position, right there. It can't come through here yet, but when it does, she's racing in. There's been a path left open up here that's going to fill this area with water at the same time that this is coming around to meet it. Yeah, so you're going to see a double shot event up here for a couple of your areas. And really, even Tweeds and Burley, it's a no-go zone today. Right? It's not a day to go out rubbernecking taking pictures. Yeah, we got plenty of stuff on balconies and stuff to look at. You see how they pin this stuff, this flow? And this is the 1 hour, and that's the path they expect to flow over the next hour. Some of these storms is this big cell that you've seen. It just went over Tweeds. He's coming in over Goldie. It's going to hit some of these parts here, but it's about to run into that beam line where things seem to be dying. The flow is cut off. Yep. Them winds are about to really heave up. You see this right here? Now we're getting into about 66 miles. That's about 1 degree of measurement. And I do that over here. Okay, so I went and I downloaded this here. And here's what we come up with of weather manipulation wise. This is quite interesting of where everything is. So I'm going to zoom this up and let you see some of the perturbations that's going on. And if I'm lucky, I can catch some of the screenshots like that one. That was a slowdown. That slowed it down coming in because it was steaming. Yeah, it had moved a lot of miles. And I didn't catch it. I want that beam on here. So it's going to take a little luck. How about now? Maybe not. Yeah, I got it on there. Right. They hit it right. If the eye is here, right? So this is running now into a wall of perturbation. It's not a good color. Yeah, let's go with that. Mellow yellow. No, it's got yellow there already. Okay, red it is. I don't like red because it's an alarming color. Right? The leading edge of the eye is here. Remember I said it had two? Okay, because of that eye walk move. And this is actually, when the frames run out, she's up here. Really cruised up coast fast. Really fast. So they held it up. Okay, so it doesn't go along. This will be Byron Bay right here. Okay, so it gives you an idea where things are. It's actually, right currently, it's actually parked here. With the others here. This is that moisture band that's coming in. So I read that right. Let's run this a minute. Told you I'm tired, man. This has been fucking hours and hours and hours. Yeah, there she is, right there. So it's at 27, right here. See, minus 27 here. So I've been watching these numbers, and each one of these I asked it says roughly 66 miles. You know, how much is 1 degree of latitude? 69 or 111 kilometers. I'm going to start to use imperial measure because it's easier for me. You're in Ipswich. Well, we'll get to you. Yeah, everybody wants their town about wore out. Oh, you just seen something. Yeah, you ain't done yet. So, back to this one at a time here. So I want a couple images of this to catch. It's not my ultimate. You had a beam push and a beam stop, and we have beams on the coast. So I'm going to try to mark this with what I know is going on the coast. Let's do this again. Yeah, be careful out there, surfers, man. This is no joke. The high tide times I'll show you, and then, like I said, I'm going to really try to have a little rest. Now, what do we know happened here? Okay, we know this happened. Like, that's shut. Right, that's shut. We know we got that. Okay, we know we got this. We know that path coming in the other day said high. Like that. No, it was actually a little lower. It was that. To that. Said high, come a shot right there about bribey time. So, what is it doing? It's actually coming right in over here. And it is. It's coming over here and it's sitting. And until they let that beam go, it's up here. It's rolling up and down the coast because, believe me, there's another station up here called Gimpy, and it's blessed until she can't come in. Now, the big problem with this storm here is this stuff here. The whip around. because it comes in from the backside kind of like that, but not that far down. And when it coalesces, then that comes down. This is a bit of a wet event that's coming for the people down here. Is this band here is really going to be sent in? So watch this. Because you guys ain't this is one of those weird storms. This is a geoengineered storm, and anybody that could predict a geoengineered storm must be able to read geoengineering. Hint fucking hint. So back to this. Right. All these people that bribe you said they won't get no rain. Well, I'm showing on radar, but is this actually hitting the ground? Right, it might be showing, but it might be dry, and it's not hitting the ground. So I'm very curious if the statistics correct of what I'm seeing here, if it's actually equating into rain. Because we get a lot of stuff on this that doesn't matter, because it's just not happening. I showed you this one earlier today with the Doppler. Right, if just because it ain't showing there don't mean I can't find it. Right, then I have to go to the National Loopy, where they give you the loopy excuses. Bzzzt. See that corridor there shut off? That's what I'm talking about. There's Gimpy, right? It's like there ain't a cloud in the sky. But if I go over here in a Doppler, I got him. I got him. See the beam sweat through here? This is shut. This is where the shut line is. Again, a flow control. Flow control. There's a beam here. This area is shut. So all the action comes in through here as it comes up and around. That's what I wanted to see. That was important. You just want the totals in the wind, don't you? So you can go to bed. That's all I want to do. Right. Next, this is like 2 days and 2 hours. Because I'm still on Thursday now. Right? You're freaking out over the times. This isn't it. Actually, the time is later now. Some of these totals have fallen. Yeah, this is what you got to come through this event still. And I go much more past Sunday. There's not much more totals coming. And that'll be like Sunday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you got a lot to contend with. But it's now time is go time. Now's the time you just relax. It's going to be scary sounding. You're going to wonder what's going on. And I'll do my best to come on here. We'll listen to music or talk. But a couple more days, the sun will come out. And you've got a lot to contend with water-wise on northern rivers. There's a lot coming towards Lismore. It may not fall directly on the town, but these rivers go somewhere. Even the water running through Cuyahoga in here, that's bad. Nim bim bada bing bang bong, bad. Soaking bong. Somebody spilled the bong. Yeah. Mooba, don't believe in geoengineering. They fucking believes in you. Tumble bum gum. This water here, you're going to get a lot of flooding through here. Because look at how much water comes your way from this mountain. Right? 1/3 of a meter, man. Kingscliff, all this down here, big problems. Tweeds, we already know. Your Burley poster child, the biggest damage I'm expecting is right through here. Surf-wise, from Goldie on down through here, probably back from about there, because that beam swath, and this has an effect. This little gap here, and that has an effect, and that's pretty much open. This is shut. That Venturi is shut, and that's how I look at it, like a little carburetor and a 2-stroke engine. Jim Boom Boom, sorry to say, not too fucking good. Yeah, can of grub, not too fucking good, not too good. This whole thing is not good. And this water's going to run towards the coast, so there's going to be a few days of rising rivers to contend with while you have these winds. So the coming of short times is pretty much, it's going on. The eye is held off shore while the wind and the rain is being geoengineered to come in certain directions, is how I see these things. Okay, so I'm going to run it now. There's not big wide pressure. There's no more isobars because they don't want to see the little fuckeries where you see a little low and a high. It's a very heavy tendril suddenly generated and bombed into existence. We ought to see that happening, actually, if they're going to blow that one up. It'll take a little bit of a ship. You see how much every 3 hours that is? That's what he's saying, man. You think you've had it? No, it hasn't. It's going to come too quick. once they let it go, and it's gone, and the low is done. But I think it might last a little longer than that. So we're gonna rewind the tape. Bam. This is about what we're seeing now. Right there. That's pretty much matching up with the satellite images and what you guys are saying. Because I'm going by a lot about what you guys are reporting, what squalls have been coming through. Heavy, heavy, heavy tendril coming through at about, ooh, if it's 9 a.m. my time, it's about 10 hours from now. Really big smack. Wind-wise, yeah, this is not good. Because as it's organized off coast here, some of the highest winds will be appearing. And this is, yeah, I think you've seen a few of them. Gust-wise inland again, just watch out. It's a very unpredictable with the geoengineer, but I can show you what's forecast. I know I'm expecting 60, 70 mile an hour winds on some of the stuff inland, and even just blowing up your tail over there 52 miles an hour. That's a tropical storm, but to anybody's standards in the world. But then we're starting to get away from that. And she'll truck off fair quick. It's the wind gusts that are bothering me and the sudden squalls. And the possibility of tornadic activity is extremely high. So right now I'm going to looking at some of your wave conditions. Ooh, you know what they're saying, man? Ah, man. Again, danger, danger, danger from the strangers. And that's over there coming in on the 8th. But this is the day. Not so much, not so much. Oh, yeah. So you see where you need to be. I bet Carf's is pumping good. Yeah. Yeah. Surf's up, surf's up. Well, we got to look for the fun. What's the swell on top of that? Oh, I knew it. Yeah. The key. It's just what kind of wave do you want? You got every kind of fucking choice in the world over here. Oh, my. Yeah, but it might be time for Carrie to say goodnight. And let's have a good look down here, Pottsville, and these beaches. Because, yeah, there's very good Brunswick heads. But remember, it's flooding. There's a disaster going on. And do not risk the lives of safety workers for your adrenaline rush. Tide's pretty decent. Here's your tide tables. All right. At the first high tide, let's pull up the actual graph. This is your today. I want to make sure everything's current. This is our Gold Coast tide times. The seaway tides. Well, I want to see the tide table so we can see the way. Yeah, sure, whatever. Spy on me. I don't give a fuck. Smart city, my ass. Let's just build back better. Here that is the first words out their mouth. Now, I believe it. Oh, I just got impatient, didn't I? Right. 4:15 in the afternoon puts it about. Trying to figure out your time there now. 7 hours. 7 hours from now. Yes, we're running. I gotta calculate the tides. This is very important. 7 hours from now is right about here. Oh, yeah. This is wicked. Now add that, and add 3 to 4 meters onto that. So make that a 9. Make the other a 2 is 11, 12. Let's add the tide. How much on the tide? And we didn't see how much to expect on that. Yeah, this is a disastrous situation with the winds overtopping the waves. It's not a day to go rubbernecking around. It's not going to go away very quickly from this moment. But once this comes ashore, as she's going inland, there's going to be some fair wets for a few folks. So I'm going to run that through now. And then we'll have a quick look at there's something that's bothering people up here that's not in existence anymore. A little bit of a system is farming up in far north Queensland, and I don't see being able to farm into anything hugely organized until this system fucks off. And we just want Alfie to go away. You better go away. Alfie, behave with your waves. You better go away. You guys gonna be in every surfing magazine and video for the next 10 years. In every fucking restaurant around the world that shows that kind of thing behind a bar. Fantastic surf. What color of the water. See that back door move? Where you think you had enough? It hits that wall of a beam and hi, Warwick, hi, Toowoomba, have a fucking tendril. And when was that coming in? That's Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon. Boom, boom, to boom. Your radar called it home, called it home. So we'll be updating this more as we go along, and man, I'm tired. Are you guys going to be safe? Yes. You got a big sweat of crap coming through there? Yes. Are we fucked? No. Why? Because information is power. Calm your farms. It ain't going to be easy. It's about near the best I can do other than the sat view. This is that system we're watching up north. Look at the crazy flows here. Hi, this direction, that direction. And like this and like that and like this and have you ever seen a cyclone go this way and that? And the chemway here, look at it. It's like two things kissing, bombs going off over here, booming and a pluming. Evan's head looking like a head off the shore. Almost like the fetus in 2001. Cam bombs, boom, 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 bzz, fry, bzz. Come on, look at that. You telling me. Do you see the move? Look at that. You told me that's a natural circulation. I thought you're out of your mind. You think you're manifesting that in that storm? This is chemical trails in the sky. Don't fool yourself. This is geoengineering. This is it. This is a bust. Where's the eye? Use your eyes. This is what they say is an eye. There is no I in Skyria. That is all. Be you, be free, be one, and stay safe. I got your backs. Peace.